Welcome to part 2 of Discovery and Notice, where we are exploring what element of the Heavenly Father's jurisdiction was found and discovered in the Dead Sea Scrolls in the Qumran caves in Israel. Again, we are excited to share with you things that have been discovered, hitherto unknown or understood, in those scrolls along the Dead Sea. The Heavenly Father's calendar, which is tied to the sun and the North Star, has 4 identical portions to it. Each month always has 30 days, and after 3 months there is a divisional day of intercalculation, as explained in Enoch chapter 82, and that pattern goes 30, 30, 30 plus 1, being 91 days, and at the conclusion of those 4 cycles, it totals 364 days to a year, as outlined in 1 Enoch 72. 52 weeks of 7 days each, and that is outlined in Jubilees chapter 6. And so from our diagram, is shown how the cycles go back and forth, beginning at the equinox day in Jerusalem, going to the conclusion of that period of time, and coming back, which forms the cycle of the years. The purpose of the 364-day calendar is outlined in Jubilees chapter 6, and it is twofold. Number 1, it is to provide a calendar that doesn't disturb time, and number 2, to prevent one from worshiping on an abominable or an unclean day. In verse 32, and command you, the children of Israel, that they observe the years according to the reckoning, 364 days, and these will constitute a complete year, and they will not disturb its time from its days and from its feasts, for everything will fall out in them according to their testimony, and they will not leave out any day nor disturb any feasts. For there will be those who will assuredly make observations of the moon, how it disturbs the seasons and comes in from year to year, 10 days too soon. For this reason the years will come upon them when they will disturb the order, and make an abominable day the day of testimony, and an unclean day a feast day, and they will confound all the days, the Kodesh with the unclean, and the unclean day with the Kodesh, for they will go wrong as to the months, and Shabbats, and feasts, and jubilees. For this reason I command and testify to you, that you may testify to them. For after your death your children will disturb them, so that they will not make the year 364 days only, and for this reason they will go wrong as to the new months and seasons and Shabbats and festivals, and they will eat all kinds of blood with all kinds of flesh. And the account thereof is accurate, and the recorded reckoning thereof exact, for the lights and the months, the festivals and years and days, as Uriel shown and revealed to me, to whom the Adon, the master of the whole creation of the world, has subjected the host of the Shamayim. Enoch 82. This process describes the purpose, and again it was twofold: to provide a calendar that doesn't disturb time, and to prevent one from worshiping on an abominable or an unclean day. Each part of the calendar will happen on the same day every single year. Let's take the festivals for example. Passover will always be on the third day of the week. Unleavened bread, set apart day 1, will be on the fourth day of the week. Set apart day 7 will be on the third day of the week. Day of first fruits will be on the first day of the week. Feast of Weeks will be on the first day of the week. Feast of Trumpets will be on the fourth day of the week. Day of Atonement will be on the sixth day of the week. Feast of Tabernacles will be on the fourth day of the week. The eighth day will be on the fourth day of the week as well. For those unfamiliar with these festivals, don't be concerned. It is a learning process. Many people think of a national holiday like the 4th of July, and it can fall on any day of the week. Another day that is commonly observed is Christmas, and Christmas can be on any day of the week. But the festivals of our Heavenly Father have a consistency and a repetition that is only found in divine presentation. So when does this 364-day calendar begin? The 364-day calendar begins on the vernal equinox at Israel Standard Time, which in most years is March 20. This is because of 2 reasons. Number 1, our Heavenly Father calls Mount Zion in Jerusalem the center and navel of the earth, as outlined in Jubilees chapter 1 and 8. And the second, the Messiah shed His blood there for all mankind in and around Jerusalem. For the remission of sin is accomplished through the shedding of blood. Romans 5, 8 through 10. In ancient times, many calendars began on March 15. An extra day was added into the year by the Greeks in honor of their god, Dionysus. Then, when Julius Caesar wanted to pattern his kingdom after the Egyptians, whereby he could be a ruler or god, he made the Roman calendar so that it would follow the 365-day year of the Egyptians. He then moved the new year day to January 1 of his new calendar, confounding the days in relationship to the seventh day. First off, the week is not tied to an astronomical event. The scriptures outline in Genesis chapters 1 and 2 the first week of creation, 6 days of creation, and a seventh day, a day of rest. This cycle has been repeated weekly since then. However, the days have been confounded as the book of Jubilees predicted. The Heavenly Father's 364-day calendar with His creation weekly cycle has been obscured. I will just add that in Daniel there is a warning that there will be a power who will think to change times and laws. And times is associated with the calendar, but not just times of the calendar, the whole calendar. Continuing, the subtle change from 364 to 365 days with a leap year every 4th year was the beginning of a change in a year that had been perfectly divisible by 7. In 445 BC, inaugurated in the 365.25 day calendar in Rome, which perpetuated the obscuring of the true year to week calendar even further. Hillel, too, in approximately 300 Common Era, abandoned the 7th day of the creation week and classified the 7th day to be Saturday so that it was easier to interface in commerce. The direct counting of days was lost. The lunar calendar observers follow the weekly cycle of the Gregorian calendar week, while following the moon cycle for festivals. In the switch from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar in 1582, 10 days were deleted from the calendar. This would again move the true Sabbath, this time by 2 days. The Gregorian calendar has a fixed week, named after different planets associated with pagan gods, while the beginning of the year can be on any day of their fixed week. And here is a visual representation. This concludes part 2 of this presentation. We still have more to come. But these changes, they have been subtle, they have been over a great period of time, and they are Satan's attempt to destroy man's connection to his Creator and the creation in which we all live. Thank you for listening. We look forward to sharing part 3 with you soon.